Chapter 43. There was no doubt that Lily had been really unlucky lately. On Megan's birthday, Emily barged in and scolded her, making her not dare to look up at anyone for a long time. Although Winston didn't scold her, he was furious with Megan. Fortunately, she pitifully defended her mother, which made him calm down. When she was the young lady of the Beaumont family, he was her uncle, and he liked her very much. Now that she was his daughter, he loved her even more. Of course, Lily later learned that when he was her uncle, he treated her so well, all because he knew that she was his daughter, so since she was little, he had been closer to her than Vivian. She found this understandable. The relationship between Winston and Vivian's mother, Jane Beaumont, was not good, and they had been in a long-term Cold War. Jane was exactly like Seraphina's grandmother, a strong woman, very talented in every aspect, more than capable of dominating Winston. Winston did not love her, except for before marriage when he pursued Jane, otherwise he was cold. His married life was miserable, so he did not like Vivian, who was like Jane from the same mold. For a man who was burdened with the pressure of taking care of the family, sad and defeated, and had difficulty suppressing his loneliness, a woman who knew the joys of love like Megan could definitely make him fall head over heels in love. But more importantly, he wanted to annoy Jane. A talented woman like her husband still likes a woman who is worse than her toes. The man who had lived his whole life as a soulless corpse suddenly had a new family, a new wife and a new daughter. The long-term pressure in his heart finally disappeared. Of course he was so happy that he forgot his way home. But Lily also understood that Megan was just a temporary new excitement and an escape when he was bored. She had suspected that Megan would lose his heart, and was also curious about why he knew about Megan's past and didn't take it to heart. When she asked, Megan just smiled confidently and said, "What binds people together is not feelings, but benefits." Lily couldn't guess what kind of benefits there were between Winston and Megan, but she agreed with this statement. So she used the theory of benefits when she was with Winston. In order to win her father's heart and make her position in the Ashford family more stable, Lily assured him that she would definitely get the Kensington family to cooperate, and said that she could marry into the Kensington family in the future, and use their power to develop the Ashford family even better. Winston had no son, and originally planned to retain ownership and transfer the business rights. If Lily had such thoughts for the Ashford family, he would obviously be very happy, so he valued her even more than before. Unfortunately, her skills were not good enough. The land purchase had caused the Ashford family to lose nearly $10 million in compensation, and had also lost their little bit of face. She promptly transferred all the responsibility to the assistant and the Ashford group of consultants. Actually, this group of people was wronged. Although they said Zone 2 was very good, they added that the other zones were all good, and they even reminded Lily that no matter which piece she chose, the final price would not exceed 20% of the starting price. The result? They were expelled. Winston only had a small tantrum with Lily, but it was clear that he was just trying to suppress his anger, frowning at her for many days. What she didn't expect the most was that after he knew that Vivian had the video, he used 20% of the Ashford Group's shares as a hush money in exchange. Of course, for this reason, Megan was scolded again. His explanation for this action was that, after all, Vivian was his daughter, using 20% of the group's shares to buy their shame, and also buying her promise not to reveal Lily's identity, was still a great deal. Although Lily was very upset about this, her remaining reputation was still more important. Moreover, considering that Winston was a heartless person, giving Vivian 20% of the shares, he would later think that Vivian did not suffer any loss, and on the contrary, he would clearly draw the line between the Ashford family and Vivian, which was truly a bargain. The only annoying thing was that there seemed to be a problem with the Kensington family. After a long business trip, William had just returned home and attended the school's founding anniversary celebration, cheering for her performance. The two were playing a secret love game, hiding behind the stairs, occasionally hearing footsteps on the steps, making both of them both excited and aroused. After a while of caressing and twisting, they came out of the stairs and met Vivian's face. William and Vivian had signaled to each other, making the other families think that there was something between them, that they would definitely develop into lovers, or even husband and wife. From the beginning, William had realized that he liked Lily, and when he couldn't tell Vivian clearly, he felt a little guilty. But when he was immersed in Lily's soft, fragrant jade, these feelings were all thrown away. So even now, even though he directly met Vivian, he still did not bother to show any respect, calmly put his arm around Lily's shoulder. His eyes were still gentle as usual, but blandly looked at her. Lily was even more pleased. If robbing a man brought about a hidden excitement in her heart, then showing off in front of the woman who was robbed was the most proud and exhilarating feeling of victory. So she leaned closer to him, resting her head on his shoulder, looking at Vivian, proudly and mockingly smiling. But what surprised the two was that Vivian was unusually calm, as if she was seeing two strangers. She even had a bit of coldness, which made her usually gentle face look strangely beautiful. William was surprised. In his impression, no matter how much Vivian was bullied, she would not argue back or fight back, only silently shed tears and choke up. Moreover, her standard smile really annoyed him. But this was the first time he saw this expression. Vivian smiled faintly, her beautiful eyes still indifferent. She spoke lightly like the wind and clouds drifting by. You should publicly tell everyone that Lily is your girlfriend soon, otherwise every time you meet other families, they will pair me up with you. Honestly, she snorted absent-mindedly. It's really quite annoying. She frowned tiredly again. Now every time there's a party, I don't dare to go to my acquaintance's place anymore. Can you two hurry up? He was stunned. Didn't she always endure it patiently? She listened to whatever he said. Suddenly she said he was annoying? Ah, but no girl had ever said he was annoying. He stared at her cold, hateful, unfamiliar face, and couldn't help but wonder why he found her unexpectedly beautiful after she changed her emotions. Although he had to look at her with different eyes, he didn't change his attitude towards her. She took the initiative to clarify their ambiguous relationship, which made him breathe a sigh of relief. But thinking about what she just said, he couldn't help but frown. Lily also frowned. Her act of being strong was too clumsy. On the outside, she appeared to be fine, but on the inside, she was definitely angry to death. Thinking like this, Lily felt happy again. After Vivian finished speaking, her high heels gracefully glided past, very carefree and free. William couldn't help but turn his head to look, and Lily immediately became jealous. He then coaxed her, saying that in the end, there was no need to hide anymore. But she realized that although he didn't like Vivian more because of this, his impression of her had definitely changed. Vivian was just a faint background in his heart before, but today, her determination and generosity had finally left a very deep impression on him. This guess gave Lily a headache, but what made her even more upset was Mia Brown. After Vivian left, Lily took the opportunity to ask him, "That's right, when will we make our relationship public?" But the smile on his face immediately froze. He did not answer immediately. She had a feeling that something was wrong. After asking many times, he looked embarrassed, saying, "My mother." She immediately understood. Mia was someone who wanted to make things profitable. She was afraid that she did not like her. Although she was full of resentment, she also knew that she could not show it, so she smiled gently and said, "It's okay, I will try to improve my relationship with your mother. I will not make things difficult for you. As long as I can be with you, I am very happy." He hugged her, sighing deeply. "You have suffered. If only my mother could worry about me like you do, how great would that be?" Lily smiled, but secretly calculated in her heart. Pulling William from his mother to her was truly a challenging thing. Just thinking about it made her feel a vast tide rising in her heart. When she arrived at the school lounge, she found Mia Brown sitting in front of the window drinking coffee. She was alone here now, which was perfect for cultivating feelings. She walked in, and Mia's eyes immediately focused on her. She suddenly felt a chill down her spine. Mia's clever and worldly eyes seemed to be able to understand other people's thoughts with just a glance. This elegant middle-aged woman looked gentle on the outside, but her sharpness made others feel uncomfortable. She had just bowed when she heard the sound of the coffee cup hitting the saucer. Mia put down the cup and spoke leisurely, containing an invisible sharpness, "I do not agree to let you and my son be together." Lily paused. "What?" Mia smiled leisurely, but clearly had no sincerity. "You are considered an educated person. Don't you realize the difference between you and him?" With your status, wouldn't it be better to find a normal person? It's not like your mother married into the Ashford family, so you are the young lady of the Ashford family. The gentle, contemptuous words from the elders were the most painful blow. Lily was angry but still smiled, not backing down. But William likes me. So what if he likes you? The marriage of the descendants of a big family cannot be as one wishes. Mia gently stirred the coffee cup, smiling strangely, half mockingly, half humorously. Who did Vivian's father like? Certainly not Vivian's mother. But, who did he marry? Such a close-up example made Lily's face pale. But she was different from Megan, she believed in her attraction to William, so she had no choice but to speak up. What if I insist on being with him? Mia was momentarily stunned, her eyes flashing with displeasure. This unreasonable brat. Lily also looked straight at her, her face full of provocation. On TV, weren't there many descendants of famous families who betrayed their families for love? As long as she could keep William in the palm of her hand, she didn't believe Mia could stop him to the end. Moreover, if the evil mother separated him and his poor and weak lover, William would definitely stand on her side. While the two were arguing, the living room door was pushed open. William walked in, walked over and hugged Lily's waist intimately, and introduced her to Mia. Mom, you must have met her before, this is Lily Harper I told you about. Lily looked at Mia's stiff smiling face that hid the sharp hatred like a knife. She prepared leisurely, waiting for Mia to explode. She would immediately cry and pretend to be pitiful. But Mia smiled generously. I have met her before, I liked her at first sight. William was naturally happy after hearing this, but Lily's expression became even uglier. Mia's speed of turning her face was too fast. It seemed that Mia would absolutely not strain her relationship with her son because of Lily. But someone like Mia, if she was annoyed by her, she would absolutely not let her get her way. Mia's goal was to pretend to be a good mother in front of her son, but behind his back, she would definitely think of a way to attack Lily. She would rather have a fierce mother-in-law who was quick to vent her anger but had a simple mind. Lily was shocked, feeling how gloomy and scary Mia's face was. In her mind there was only one thought: how could Mia let her go? When William went to the bathroom, Lily finally thought of a very attractive condition, and said with a smile, I know you look down on me. But you are a businessman, you must value benefits the most, right? If I can use the Ashford Group as a dowry, do you think you still object? Mia hesitated for a moment, looking at her as if examining her, her eyes sharp. You? The Ashford Group could fall into your hands? Have you underestimated Vivian too much? Is she worth considering? Lily's disdain was very obvious. Mia felt interested, her fingers lightly tapped on the table. After a long while, she smiled and said, if you really have such ability, I will look at you with different eyes. The contract was signed. Lily smiled confidently, thank you for giving me the opportunity. At that moment, William came out, seeing the two of them chatting very harmoniously, he was very happy. He said a few more sentences and then took Lily out. As soon as the two of them left, the smile on Mia's face disappeared, her eyes cold. After a while, she glanced sideways into the dressing room, her voice softened, are you ready? Hannah walked out with a smile, threw herself into Mia's arms, and said intimately, Mom, you are really the smartest. Both Lily and Vivian listen to you. This time, the two of them will fight to the death. Without me, the two of them will still fight, I just added a little catalyst. Mia patted her head, now showing a motherly gentleness. A family fears internal strife the most. After Jane became a vegetable, the Ashford family went downhill. Now their people, from father to uncle to children, are all useless. It seems that the day we take over is near. But I feel that Vivian is very stupid, she definitely can't compete with Lily. She's not stupid, she just hasn't found her own intelligence yet. Besides, she has the advantage of being the granddaughter of the Beaumont family. If she's being bullied by the Ashford family, the Beaumont family won't ignore her. Mia played with her bright red painted nails, the corner of her lips revealed a sinister smile. Drawing her into this is no different than dragging the entire Beaumont family into this. You're still thoughtful. Hannah stuck close to Mia, continuing, but I've tried, my brother hates Serafina very much, he can't like her. You liking her alone won't do anything. What does it matter whether he likes her or not? Mia frowned. Marriage is a benefit, I have my own way to make your brother accept it. Hannah frowned, thought for a moment, and hesitantly said, but I like Harrison, can you not object? Of course I won't stop you. Mia smiled at her, it's mainly because the person your brother likes is too bad. If he's as good as you, I'll definitely let him do whatever he wants. Don't worry, I have my own way. Very soon, your brother will accept Serafina, and Harrison won't like her anymore. Hannah was curious, not knowing what her mother was planning, but she thought she should trust her mother, and didn't say anything more. The penultimate performance of the school's founding anniversary was a play staged by Emma and Serafina. The number 1 and number 2 actresses were Vivian and Lily, who had just become famous through a recent movie. Because the box office revenue of that movie was very good, they were very noticed, and became famous in a short time. But when filming that movie, the two girls were still close and good sisters, but now, they are enemies who oppose each other like fire and water. The students sitting below didn't know the inside story, but were still looking forward to the beautiful sisters giving an exciting performance. Serafina and Emma stood behind the curtain, watching Vivian and Lily's every move on stage. Both of their performances were of a high standard, after all, they were talented students of the performance department. Emma watched for a while, then suddenly turned to Serafina and asked, tell me, how much of the rivalry between these two on stage is fake and how much is real? Serafina laughed, never mind, it's all real. Finally, she said, I have to thank you this time. Many seniors said that the conflict in the script I wrote was too intense, luckily you suppressed it, otherwise it wouldn't have been performed. Emma shrugged, not really helping, I'm very interested in this script. One is gentle, kind, and extremely pure, but always carelessly hurts the people around her. The other is deeply scheming and cunning in many ways. A pair of sisters like this, of course it will be very attractive to viewers. Emma blinked, then asked, that's right, are you going to Macau the day after tomorrow? Yes, how did you know? Serafina was surprised, did Harrison say it? She and he were once caught on a date by Emma and Andrew. Although both of them pretended not to notice, everyone knew. Emma glanced at her, smiling lightly, because Andrew and I are also going together. Great, we can play together again then. I heard that Macau will have a carnival next weekend. Great. Serafina replied happily. She had never traveled far with friends before, just thinking about it made her feel very excited. After Emma finished speaking, she seriously watched the show, secretly complaining in her heart that crazy Harrison is too worried. The situation is like this. Harrison pondered, I want to be with Serafina, what should I do? Emma rested her chin on her hand, if you are too impatient, it will only be once, not twice. Harrison frowned, I want to stay with Serafina, what should I do? Andrew suggested, say that the hotel only has one room left. Emma kicked, where is IQ? Harrison was stubborn, I want to stay with Serafina, what should I do? If Emma and Andrew were going too, it would be best for everyone to be together for convenience. Moreover, the hotel was chaotic and unsafe, so it would be better for everyone to be together in the presidential suite. Therefore, Harrison and Serafina had to be together, of course. Of course, Serafina didn't know the hidden circumstances inside, so she didn't think much about it. She glanced down at the audience, saw teachers and classmates sitting crowded together. The closest to the stage were the Parents' Association presidents, all of them seriously watching the play on stage. Megan was very happy, saying something to the people around her, looking at the direction her hand was pointing. She must be saying that Lily on stage was her beloved daughter. Olivia was very calm, her mouth smiling slightly. When she went to school she even went to the trouble of looking for Serafina, telling her to come home when she was done. Serafina agreed, also feeling that the current cold, polite, and non-disturbing way of living together with her mother was very good. But Mia's expression was very strange, her eyes were unfocused, even bored, but the corners of her lips had a happy smile, as if she was waiting to see a good show. Serafina was surprised, her expression seemed as if she had no interest in the drama on stage, but knew that something interesting was about to happen, so she couldn't hold back her excitement and patiently waited. Did Hannah tell Mia about this plot? Serafina frowned suspiciously, turned her head to glance behind the stage, and saw Hannah already sitting in front of the computer. Now it was time for the female lead and the female supporting character to confront each other. Vivian scolded Lily for pretending, deceiving everyone. Lily loudly refuted each and every one, saying that the female lead couldn't tell right from wrong, thought herself kind, but in fact was completely stupid. Vivian couldn't hold it in any longer. The weak and calm girl in the play mustered up all her courage, and used all her strength to slap Lily's face. According to the script's requirements during the rehearsal, this slapping scene was just a fake hit. However, the slap sound that echoed throughout the stadium was not fake. All the students waiting in the audience, did you find this performance exciting?